That's what our customers are telling us. They want a partner that will help them navigate these rapidly shifting expectations of their customers in the fourth industrial revolution. Whether it's connecting a Kone elevator or a Ducati motorcycle that many of you may have seen in the lobby earlier today, or ordering a car with the push of a button, or having service happen predictively and proactively thanks to artificial intelligence. That's what it really means to build connected customer experiences in the fourth industrial revolution. And our answer for that question, for how customers connect to their consumers, is this customer success platform. This is the Salesforce product portfolio, and everything that we're going to talk to you about today is really presented in this context. As you know, we started at the top of this circle with sales, and that's where our name comes from. But since then, over the past 20 years, we've really expanded the definition of CRM to be much more of that. It's really every customer touch point for both B2B businesses and B2C businesses, from sales to customer service to B2B and B2C marketing, similar B2B, B2C commerce, to custom application development, and now with our newest member of the Salesforce family, MuleSoft, we're helping you integrate all the data at your companies to truly create a single view of the customer. And that's really the focus of much of our announcements today. So today we're going to walk through a few of the most exciting announcements that you'll see at the keynote tomorrow, and we have the experts for all of these products here today. The first will be Einstein Voice, which enables you to talk to Salesforce. It's really cool, and I'll walk through that one personally because I'm so psyched about it. We're also going to talk about the Apple partnership that was announced this morning. Stephanie Buscemi will walk you through that announcement. We're going to do a deep dive on one of our major product announcements in the keynote tomorrow, which is Customer 360. And Patrick Stokes, who's been leading that team, will walk you through that announcement. And then finally, Greg Schott, who's the CEO of MuleSoft, will walk through the vision for MuleSoft and how it connects every system at your company, and it connects every system to Salesforce by Customer 360. And we'll do some demos throughout. So to start off, I'm going to give you an overview of Einstein Voice. This is our big artificial intelligence announcement this year, and really, really exciting. This really brings the power of voice to Salesforce, and there's two parts of it. The first is Einstein Voice Assistant, which enables you to talk to Salesforce. You can conversationally talk to Salesforce, and using artificial intelligence, we'll actually extract the meaning of what you said and translate that unstructured conversation into structured updates of Salesforce. It's really first in its class technology, and Xing will do an amazing demo of that in a second. We've tried to build this in throughout the product experience. So through Salesforce Mobile, you can talk to Salesforce. You can use it to talk to Salesforce Analytics to drive dashboards conversationally. And later, if you go and visit Moscone West, you can see some of this in action, where you can see people driving dashboards through Einstein Voice conversations. It's a really meaningful experience. The other half of Einstein Voice is Einstein Voice Bots. And this is really packaging up this voice technology and putting it in the hands of our developers and our customers so that they can build voice-enabled experiences as well. So last year, you saw us announce Bots for Service, which enabled all of our customers to create chat bots and seamlessly orchestrate that with their contact center. With Einstein Voice Bots, you can bring that to smart speakers. So you're going to see in the keynote tomorrow how a hotel chain uses this to build connected smart speaker experiences in their room, and how this enables all of our customers to build voice-enabled experiences. So to show you a little bit about how this all works, I'd like to introduce Xing Liu, who's going to show you a demo of Einstein Voice.
Thanks, Brett. So to show you Einstein Voice in action, I'm going to start with daily briefing. So daily briefing allows you to access some key sales metrics and meeting insights. And you can do that with your voice through smart speaker or a phone. So with my phone here, I'm going to start with, hey Siri, my daily briefing.
Salesforce says, good afternoon, King King. Welcome to your daily briefing now. Good luck, King King.
So that's daily briefing. That's how easy it will be for you to get data out from Salesforce. Next, I'm going to demo you Einstein Voice Assistant. Voice Assistant allows you to update Salesforce conversationally. A typical use case for that is, say you just had a meeting, you want to capture what happened, and what you want to do next. And to do that, you just go to Salesforce mobile app. So at the bottom of the screen, front and center, we have Einstein Voice Assistant. This microphone button tells me that I can now talk to Salesforce. So I'm going to start talking. Opportunity debrief. I had a great meeting with Linda. Comma. She is the marketing manager at Ohana. Period. We talked about their plan to use multi-channel engagement for their customers. Schedule a follow-up meeting next Friday. Change the close date to October 12th. Move the stage to qualifications. So here, I've dictated my note, which by itself is a big time saver. But this, as Brett said, is not the voice recognition demo. This is artificial intelligence demo powered by Einstein. So the true power will start when Einstein joins the party. I'm going to go ahead and press the Einstein Analyze button and let the party start. Here, Einstein is able to use the natural language processing to identify the right Salesforce record. So you pick up the right account record of Ohana, and also all the opportunities related to that account. And all you do here is select the right opportunity. And next. And here, Einstein is telling me and also highlighting to me, say, I also find the right contact record, Linda Lee, under Ohana Lab. Pretty smart. This is all because I mentioned her first name in my note. And on this screen, Einstein is able to pick up all the actions I intended to perform, and also all the right fields associated in Salesforce. So you note that I want to change the stage field for opportunity from value proposition to qualification. It'll also identify that I want to move the close date from November to October 12th. Can we have the screen back? Wow, some change here, but everything looks perfectly right, including the due date for my task. Notice that if I said next Friday, and I'm able to figure out the right date, September 28th. That's how smart it is. So all I have left to do right now is tell them to save to Salesforce and confirm all those actions. Done, it's all done. That screen is Einstein telling me, say, every change I wanted is sent over to Salesforce, and immediately everybody in Salesforce, my entire team is able to see the change right away. That's the power of Einstein Voice Assistant. And this will be the new way for you to interact with Salesforce through voice, everywhere, and assisted by Einstein along the way. Back to you, Brett.
Thank you. Awesome. So a bunch of really cool concepts there. You know, we really view voice as a future interface to a lot of our products. You know, we've seen this through the years where we started with the terminal, we went to the graphical user interface, then we get touch, and we really view voice as the next generation interface for our products. And you know, one of the things you see in that demo is how we're trying to be really pervasive about how you can get updates from Salesforce, you can update Salesforce, and really make it so you can talk to our products, really talk to Salesforce. Another thing that really shone through in that demo was the relationship between Apple and Salesforce. You saw that Einstein and Siri are now friends, and you can use Siri to talk to Einstein, which is a really powerful integration.
Really our goal around this partnership is to empower developers to build amazing mobile experiences. And we feel we're really poised to do that well together, coming together as two leading platforms. The first, Salesforce, being #1 CRM platform. Second being Apple out there being leading iOS mobile platform. Together, the combination, we can really empower those developers out there. So what we've done with this partnership is a couple things. One, we are enhancing our Salesforce mobile app. We are optimizing that app for Xcode and for Apple's programming language, Swift. So the first thing is the optimization of our Salesforce mobile app. The second thing that we're doing out there is we're delivering and optimizing a new SDK so that we're making it easier for all those developers out there to build these mobile iOS apps with Salesforce. We've also launched something, new content on Trailhead, And I want to make sure all of you are familiar with Trailhead out there. Trailhead is Salesforce's fun, easy, and free way to do learning. Think of it this way, we've pretty much taken sort of the legacy learning platforms out there, and we've totally reimagined them and made a fun, easy way for people to learn online, which is free. We have about 1 million people right now, Trailblazers, who use the Trailhead community for learning and growing. And so Apple's partnered with us to actually build trails out on Trailhead that mobile developers can learn all these new iOS capabilities in iOS 12. We've also will be launching shortly a Trailhead mobile app. So we're partnering closely together with them to deliver that first app so that everyone, we see the demand for the mobile experience, and that application will come out in 2019. So we're really excited between our two really strong developer communities. The Trailhead, the Salesforce developer community is about 5 million right now. The iOS developer community is about 20 million. Going after both of those communities together, making it possible for them to deliver these amazing mobile experiences. Thanks, Brett.
And next, I'd like to introduce Patrick Stokes to talk to you about Customer 360, which is one of our other major announcements this year about building a single view of a customer across all of the touch points you saw on our customer success platform. So, Patrick?
Awesome. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, everyone. So I am super excited to be here today to show a little bit more about the newest member of the Salesforce product family, Salesforce Customer 360. Now, with Salesforce Customer 360 and at Salesforce in general, our mission is to help our customers create better experiences for their customers. That's what we're trying to do every single day. But this can be a fairly challenging thing to do today. And the reason it's challenging is all of the data that we need to power those connected experiences sometimes exists in multiple different systems. We think about a commerce system, a sales system, a service system. We think about systems that exist outside of the context of Salesforce in general, right? Maybe we need to bring in data from a point of sale system. Salesforce doesn't have a point of sale, but that's really interesting data about our customer that we'd like to be able to bring in. And so that's exactly what we're doing with Salesforce Customer 360. We're giving our admins, the business users of Salesforce, all of the tools that they need to create that single view of their customer across all of these different systems. And then most importantly, connect that back up into their CRM applications. Connect that view into their marketing application, their commerce application, et cetera, et cetera. Now there are 3 key components, 3 things that we needed to solve for in order to kind of bring this product to life at Salesforce. The first is we needed to create a secure and trusted pipeline of connectivity to all of these different data sources. And we needed to enable admins to be able to go and select those data sources and connect them up to Customer 360. The second thing we needed to do, and this is a really important one, is we needed to provide all of the tools and capabilities you need to reconcile your customer data. Because it's not enough to just connect data sources. We also have to recognize that Patrick in one system is the same as Patrick in the other system. And so there's lots of technology there that we need to bring to bear for our admins to be able to do that without having to write any code, but being able to do it in a kind of native click-based experience directly within Salesforce. And then the last thing we needed to do, I mentioned this a second ago, but I think it's the single most important part of this product, is we didn't just want to end with a single view of the customer. A lot of people have solved that in the past. They get to this, okay, we have a single ID for our customer. We wanted to connect that back up into the entire CRM portfolio of products at Salesforce. That's the most important part. Because what good is it to get to that single view of the customer if you can't actually use it? So we're working extra hard to connect that back up into the Sales Cloud, the Service Cloud, the Marketing Cloud, etc. And we call those cross-channel connected experiences, and I want to give you just 2 quick examples. We think about something like commerce journeys, right? Marketers want to be able to orchestrate campaigns based on data from all over the CRM suite. For example, they might want to orchestrate campaigns based on events that they're seeing in a commerce experience, something simple like an abandoned cart or when somebody purchases something. They want those data and events to push that customer into an orchestrated campaign in the Marketing Cloud. Another example, service for commerce. If we think about a typical service experience, it usually doesn't go so well. And it's not because the service agents are not good at their job. It's because usually they don't have all of the data that they need about you in order to truly help you with the problem. So things like just knowing what you bought, right? Having access to that order data. We call that service for commerce. And this is what we're doing with Customer 360, not just providing that single view of the customer, but launching at the same time with these out-of-the-box connected experiences built right into the Salesforce CRM platform. Now, we want to show you a demo of this. I'm really excited to show you a demo and to show you how MuleSoft comes into this as well. We talked earlier about third-party data being equally as important. But before we do that, I think we want to say a little bit more about MuleSoft and what it means for Salesforce. And so, I want to introduce, we'll just go right to Greg.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Very excited to talk to you about MuleSoft. MuleSoft announced at the early part of the year that we were going to be acquired by Salesforce, and that acquisition closed in May, so we've been together now a little over 4 months and have had a great experience and are super excited about what we're doing together. Just to get everybody up to speed a little bit on who we are as a company, the mission is to help organizations change and innovate faster by making it easy to connect the world's applications, data, and devices. And it's actually fairly straightforward on its face. It is really one of the biggest unsolved problems of IT. Organizations globally spend around $700 billion a year writing custom point-to-point integration code to make systems work together. It's a massive problem, and it's really been around since the beginning of information technology, but the problem is getting bigger and bigger, and it's also actually, really interestingly, it's actually solvable now where we can actually put a platform in front. Experience that Patrick was just talking about, it's funny, I actually just had it yesterday. I was on Comcast website, I put in my customer ID, I opened up a chat window, and the person asked, and I was already logged in, and the person on the chat window said, can you give me your name and address, and who are you? And none of it was connected. And we see this all the time. And I always think about the number of times you go to the doctor's office and they hand you a clipboard and you write all your information down on the clipboard again about your allergies and everything else, which you've done 452 times already. We see this problem over and over again across every single industry. And the problem is that we have this just massive fragmentation. A study went out and found that the average process goes through 35 different back-end systems to make one transaction happen. So every single company is dealing with this. And the way most companies and organizations do it is they write a whole bunch of custom point-to-point code to make all this work. And what we do as a company is we deliver a platform called the Anypoint platform that takes all that connectivity, manages it, makes it all go into the platform one way in and one way out, instead of it all being $700 billion worth of every year of spaghetti code. It goes into a single platform and makes it easy, makes it all pluggable, makes it all composable, and makes it so that organizations actually accelerate the clock speed of what they're doing. Because they have relatively fixed IT budgets and they're trying to figure out how to do more with less in the backdrop of all the amazing AI and big data and cloud. Average company now is 1,100 cloud systems, the average enterprise. So everybody's trying to figure out how to do more with relatively the same amount of IT budget. And that's what we do, is provide that platform to make it all work. When companies get done, what they end up building out is something that we call an application network. And if you think about your computer networks in your offices, you plug in your printers and your laptops and your iPhones and everything just works and everything just talks to each other. Those application networks have been around, those computer networks have been around for 20, 25 years. We never really took it up to that next layer, which is at the application layer, connecting data together. And that's what we do, is make it to where you can plug in applications and data and systems, whether they're cloud systems or 10,000 applications of banks built on the back end. You plug it in one time, and now all of that data is available to every other system in the enterprise. And that's what we call an application network, and that's what our customers, our 1,300 customers, are building out on top of that. Okay, this week we'll be talking a lot at our keynote as well as at our breakouts about the new release of the Anypoint platform. You'll hear about several big initiatives and big parts of the release. A couple of them here are mapping data between different systems is actually fairly complicated, very time-consuming, and we're doing that now with using machine learning to automate the actual data mapping between systems. We're also doing a lot to give much better visibility about these application networks so that an organization can see where a hospital can look and see where all their connections are between all their different systems. It helps them maintain them, it helps them troubleshoot them, helps them identify security vulnerabilities. And then the last part of it is we're doing a lot around policy management for APIs. APIs are actually this amazing technology that's opening up all these systems and allowing it to be available both internally and externally. It's also one of the biggest security threats that companies are facing are all of these APIs exposed. So there's a lot of work going in, putting policies on top of these to manage all the cyber threats. So you'll hear a lot about that. Back to you, Brett.
Yeah, we're going to see a demo of both these together, but just to contextualize, so Customer 360 is really about creating a single view of the customer in the CRM and creating these amazing cross-channel experiences as a result of that. And you just heard Greg talk about the very ambitious mission of the Anypoint platform of creating these application networks. This demo, just to contextualize, we're going to show you Customer 360 and how you create that single view of the customer, but actually more importantly too, we're going to show you how this plugs into this application network to actually unlock all that third-party data and brings it into the
fingertips to help out his customer. In this case, our customer, Thalia Mathis, she is a customer of Crocs. Crocs might be a very American company. If you've never heard of it, they make rubber shoes. And she's just bought something from Crocs' website and has called into her service console, into the call center. Now, this is a fairly uninspiring view. We don't know much about Thalia. That's what we're going to use Customer 360 to try and solve. So let's jump over to Customer 360 for a moment. Here we are on the all-new Customer 360 dashboard. So in the middle, you can see all of the different ways that we can, or systems that we can connect to. We can click into Salesforce data there, and you'll see all of the different Salesforce clouds that we can hook up to Customer 360. If we go back, you can see we have another an other data button. We'll come back to that in just a few minutes. And as we've said, our goal here is to really enable the business owners themselves, the one who owns these CRM products, to enable this stuff themselves. And so over on the right, you can see we have all of these guides. Let's go ahead and click into our guides. Now here we are seeing our guides. You can think about this almost like an app exchange for integration, right? These are common use cases that our customers ask us to do. And so we're going to enable service for commerce here. So we'll go ahead and click Start That Guide. It's going to list out all of the steps, and we're going to fly through this pretty quickly. But the first thing we need to do is to connect some data sources. So as a service for commerce, we need a commerce cloud, we need a service cloud at a minimum. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll connect our commerce cloud, and that's creating that secure, trusted layer of connectivity up to Customer 360 that we talked about earlier. Through the power of some demo magic here, we're just going to click the blue button, and all the rest of our data sources are magically going to filter in. And you'll notice there's multiple Salesforce clouds there, multiple Salesforce orgs as well. It's a really important part of this problem. Okay, so we're going to click Map Data. We've got our data connected. Now we need to kind of design that single view of the customer. And this is a process here. You have to map data, define some rules. We're not going to go through all of that today, but the point is you can see all of that functionality baked right into this product and these nice click-based UIs that we're enabling admins to use themselves. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit Save, and we're done. We've connected our systems, we've mapped our data, and we're ready to kind of turn this on and look at what we've done. So let's switch back over to our dashboard real quick. And you can see we have all of our data sources connected here, our Service Cloud, our Commerce Cloud, etc. But what if we need to bring in data from outside of Salesforce? That's really important to get that full view of your customer. So we're going to click Other Data. And I want you to think about everything that Greg just mentioned, bringing all of these APIs together, building a platform that helps developers bring APIs together. That's what we're looking at here. We can connect directly to the MuleSoft Anypoint Exchange, which is a directory of all of the APIs that the developers have built on top of MuleSoft. So we're going to do that. We're going to click in. And what we want to add here is some loyalty data into our single view. And so we're going to click Connect Membership API, and you can see that is an API that's been built out on top of the MuleSoft Anypoint platform, and it's immediately compatible with Salesforce Customer 360. So we'll go ahead and connect that. And now to close this out here, up in the top right corner, you can kind of see what we've done. In aggregate, we've looked across all of those different data sources. We've sucked in all of the kind of customer information that we can, and we found 33.2 million customer records. But here's the trick, those are not unique records. Those are not single views of your customer. Those are records that are kind of repetitive of your customer across all the data systems that you just connected. That's where Customer 360 comes in. Through the power of our matching and reconciliation capability that's built right in, we've reconciled that down to 8.2 million customers. That's now an asset that our customers have. They have a single unique record of every one of their customers, and we're going to enable that across every Salesforce CRM product. Now, let's jump back over real quick into the Service Console and take a look at how our view of Thalia has changed. By connecting all of these data sources and reconciling who Thalia is across those data sources, we now have a much more complete view of the customer. We even have her loyalty information up at the top. That's data that never existed in Salesforce before, and we were able to bring it in through the power of the MuleSoft Endpoint platform. But what's really cool is what you see here in the center. This isn't just about getting profile data of who your customer is. It's about being able to ask for extended information. What has she ordered in the past? Right? So we can see here what's in her cart. We can see her orders. But this is really cool. If we click messages, we can even see all of the campaigns that this customer is currently being activated in from the Marketing Cloud. So you're now getting a really incredibly complete view of your customer. And now that service agent has everything he needs to provide a really great experience. He's going to be better at his job. Thalia is going to be much, much happier. And we're powering all of that with Salesforce Customer 360. So Brett, I'll throw it back to you.
And I think that's it. And now we just wanted to open it up for questions. We have a microphone that we can pass around the room just so everyone can hear.